Tomorrow is International Overdose Awareness Day, a day meant to remember the loved ones we've all had who have died due to overdoses, and of course to bring more awareness to how to prevent them going forward. Well, this afternoon in New Haven, health officials and city leaders are going to try to bring that message to people at a free public health and wellness resource fair. It's happening on the New Haven Green, starts at noon and goes until 3. And they're going to have speakers, information, and resources all available to the people there living in New Haven. A little further north, the Roots Center for Advanced Recovery in Manchester held a ceremony, again, to remember those who we've lost, but also honor people fighting the good fight in their struggle with addiction. Can you believe more than 1,300 people died from an overdose in our state last year? Right now, you can visit the center's memorial garden. You can even write notes that they'll use for their remembrance wall. If you're not familiar, that's at 335 Broad Street in Manchester. Back to that number, over 1,300 deaths in Connecticut from an accidental overdose. That averages right around 4 a day. So to talk more about how exactly Narcan is a beautiful weapon against that, and more people who are just doing the fight, the good fight here, we've got the good folks from Catalyst CT, Mark Donald and Jacqueline Kalayag. Thank you both for being here today.
Thanks so much for having us.
Glad to have you. We love winding up talking about all these different organizations just to sort of get you the chance to introduce yourself to people out there. So why don't we start with you? Just talk about what Catalyst CT is all about.
Certainly. So we run a wide range of programs, including mental health, behavioral health, and addiction, as Jacqueline will talk a little bit about in a few minutes. But we also do gun violence intervention, diversionary programs focused on youth, and then restorative practices with school systems, school leaders, security guards, all of the above. Right.
So, Mr. Donald, you actually had a rebrand too. You used to be called Riosap. So, what was behind that rebrand?
Well, Riosap had actually evolved over 35 years, working with the community, and the name evolved, and it became kind of a little bit of a barrier when we were introducing ourselves to other people. It was an acronym for Regional Youth Adult Social Action Partnership, which is also quite a mouthful.
Yes.
But we had the opportunity within our own tagline. It was Catalyst for Community Change. We thought it was a natural fit. And we truly try and become that spark when we work with communities, with individuals, with nonprofit organizations to help bring it together to create change.
So, Jacqueline, how do you help communities by working with them with Narcan?
So I work for one program of Catalyst CT, which is the Hub, and that's the Regional Behavioral Health Action Organization, which is a really long way of saying we're basically a resource center for all things behavioral health. And behavioral health encompasses all of mental health concerns as well as substance use. And one of the most important things we do, especially with Overdose Awareness Day coming up, is we do Narcan trainings, and these are free. And what we do is we teach people about the opioid epidemic, especially the opioid overdose epidemic. And then we teach them how to administer naloxone, which is more known by the brand name Narcan.
Right. And that's important because sometimes people might see naloxone, not realize that those two are the same thing. I think by this point, I think people sort of look at it, whether rightly or wrongly, as sort of, it does for opioid overdoses what a defibrillator would do for people who are having a heart arrhythmia right now, that it will help bring them back. But my understanding is that alone is not enough. You still need to be able to get people to a hospital.
Oh, you absolutely do. I mean, the thing
it buys time, I guess.
It does. It absolutely buys time, and it is a lifesaver. The thing is, what opioids do is they make you stop breathing. And what Narcan or naloxone does is it tells your brain to start breathing again. And what we always tell people is the very first thing you do before you administer the naloxone is you call 911.
Yes.
Each kit comes with 2 doses. Sometimes, depending on how much the person has taken, the metabolism, etc., 2 doses might not be enough. So if you have EMTs come here, they will be able to have more naloxone available to help people.
Okay, and while I certainly don't expect you to go through all the training here, as we have under a minute left here to talk, what else do you think people would need to know if they haven't undergone this training, but they do have naloxone? Just a couple quick things for them to keep in mind.
Sure, very, very easily. What you want to do is test to see if the person is having an overdose. Look for signs, maybe look for track marks or pill bottles or something to that effect. If you think that it is an overdose, and even if you don't, to administer naloxone is not harmful in any way. It's not something you can abuse. It's an absolute safe thing to do. What you do is you put the person on their back, you tilt their head back, you take the Narcan, which looks like this.
So
this is a tester. This is a tester. It's like like Afrin, exactly. And you just put it forward like this, and then plunge once,
Okay.
And hopefully within 2 or 3 minutes, the person will revive. If not, there's a second dose, and you give that. And then hopefully by that time, EMTs will arrive.
There you go.
We want to make sure that everybody knows your safety is paramount, and also would like people to know about the Good Samaritan law, which is that if you administer naloxone or you call 911, you will not get in any trouble for it.
Right.
If you're using and you administer naloxone to somebody else, you will not get in trouble for it. And that's a very important law, and it's saved so many lives because people are now willing to use naloxone and to call 911.
Okay. There you have it right there. Again, there's more that you need to know if you want to do it, but it is pretty much as simple as you could be, like you said, Afrin, just a nasal spray like that. Catalyst CT, they offer that free training, and thank you so much for letting us know about the organization, about the training that you have.
Thank
We
you so much
certainly
for
both
having us.
appreciate it.